Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Resident Evil 2 Leon B. In the last part we finished off our stuff down in the R.P.D. and now we're gonna finally leave this place and enter the sewers. And for what's coming up, you don't really need the handgun. In fact, I wouldn't say you need the handgun again until we're in the lab. You do need the valve handle though, because we're heading into the sewer. I do recommend equipping the magnum though, because let's just say it comes in handy. Call it a very good hunch. Billy Birkin, Form 1. Though we're fighting at 3rd, or 4th, more accurately. 6 magnum shots and he's down. He only really has that pipe swing attack, and it doesn't really do all that much. He is not an issue. Though I like how he screams on the way down. Either way, let's put in all these plugs and gain access to the sewer. If you're playing as Claire, that can be kind of threatening, because all you really have at that point is the grenade launcher, but the magnum just wrecks him completely. And with that, we're done in the R.P.D. for good. Fare thee well.
Ada! What was that all about? Running off like that was reckless and stupid. Those zombies are everywhere. Not to mention that thing that got Ben.
I was there, Leon. I know.
Look, Ada. As an officer, it's my job to look out for you. But we're not going to get through this alive if we don't work together. Okay?
All right. We'll do this your way, you know.
And with that, Ada's now accompanying us, similarly to how Sherry accompanies Claire. Though Ada is a lot better because she can actually fight for herself. She has her handgun still. Though, mind you, there aren't enough enemies to really warrant her using her gun coming up. Because, as you might remember from the Claire scenario, a lot of the enemies around here are just spiders. Who can poison you, but they give you plenty of blue herbs. And we got another save room. Sewer Manager Fax is still there, and there's even still 30 bullets in here somewhere. I think it's right here. Yeah. That's pretty useful. And like Claire, there's a little side room you can go into to get some extra stuff. I don't know why I stayed silent for that. Now, one thing I'm not sure of is, I know Claire can access this save room, but I'm not sure if she can come down here and if there's anything waiting for her. And for that record, can Leon access the little room where Sherry went through in order to get to the wolf metal? Either way, this place is pretty simple. It's dark, but there's 2 lanterns you can light up to get both handgun ammo, not handgun ammo, magnum ammo and shotgun shells. And wow, I never noticed before, but the little picture that Ada has in the pause menu is kind of derpy. Huh. You know, all things considered, though, I know I mentioned it before, several times at least, but the pre-rendered backgrounds in this game are absolutely beautiful. Final Fantasy IXs are still, I think, the pinnacle of that on the PlayStation, but damn, this looks nice. And 200 handgun bullets. Where am I keeping all those? Yeah, this game gets a bit ridiculous with the ammo on the B scenario, especially for Leon. And there's a first aid spray in there if you need it. I likely never will, but it's there. Alright, now we're finally in the sewers.
Ada! Heads up!
Leon, that woman was... I have to talk to her.
Yeah, just leave the man who's likely in shock. In fact, he is. Thankfully, the wound's not mortal. But yeah, for the first part of the sewer, we're actually playing as Ada instead of Leon, which I find that odd. By the way, one thing I forget if I mentioned this or not, I probably didn't about Annette, is that her likeness is actually based off the actress Jodie Foster. The more you know. And knowing is half the battle. By the way, run, the cockroaches are back and they're still Satan. Out of all things to make the most powerful enemy in the game, cockroaches. Never would have seen that coming. Either way, this area looks familiar.
Don't move. You're the one who was with that cop, if I'm not mistaken. Identify yourself. Ada Wong. Ada Wong. I've heard that name before. Now I remember. One of the men from Chicago who came to assist the T-virus research used his girlfriend's name as his password. Ada and John, I believe. How did you know? Who are you? Annette Birkin. My husband is the man responsible for the creation of the T-virus. William Birkin. What? John's dead. He became one of those zombies. My condolences. And although I regret this, you will be joining him shortly. I won't let anyone take the G-virus away from me. G-virus? It's capable of creating the ultimate bioweapon. Its potential is even greater than that of the T-virus. Then that must mean the creature in the police department is... precisely my husband, William. And it's all Umbrella's fault. None of this would have happened if they hadn't tried to steal his research away from him. Where did you get that pendant? It looks exactly like the one I gave Sherry. She dropped it. I've been holding on to it for her. Liar! Give it back to me! Too bad.
Well then, that happened. But yeah, you may have noticed something. I haven't brought it up at this point because I didn't want to spoil anything, but you might remember back in Resident Evil 1 in the lab, there was a computer that we used the password to John and Ada to enter. The John that she's looking for is that John.
Ada?
Well, more accurately, the John she was looking for because, well, he's kind of dead, as we already knew from Resident Evil 1. But, hey, that's pretty cool. I actually like that they brought that back. That's a really nice detail. Not many would pay attention to that, but I guess Capcom may have had some sort of idea where they wanted to go ahead of time. And there's still handgun bullets over here. I think if you have a small key, you might be able to enter the room where Sherry was, but I've never tried it. There's also 3 green herbs over here. And fun little fact, we don't get to see it because I'm using one of the alternate costumes, but if you're still an R.P.D. uniform Leon, his shoulder is actually covered in blood because, you know, he's kind of got shot there. A nice little, what's it called? Gameplay story segregation thing. No, not segregation, integration thing there. Similar to how if you're playing as Claire's original costume towards the end of her campaign, in Claire at least, her jacket gets put on Sherry and she just walks around without it for the rest of the game. I like it when games do little cosmetic things like that. But with that, we're about to enter the sewer for reals. And for the most part, it's identical to its incarnation in Claire A. You need the valve handle, and you need to find those 2 medals. That's about it. Like I said back in Claire A, if I were to equate anything to anything from Resident Evil 1, it would be the caves. Because it's short, sweet, and to the point. Though there's a lot of cutscenes in it, all things considered. Though I have to wonder, how bad does this water smell if Leon could just walk through it and not have to give a crap? Mind you, they're in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. There's probably more prevalent things to worry about than how they smell, but So you have to wonder about things like that. At least I always do. Maybe I'm just weird. Mind you, all things considered, I'm just weird in general, as anyone who knows me can definitely agree on. And yeah, this part's just... I always found it kind of tedious that you had to use the valve multiple times on this little thing here. But, what am I gonna do? The game's already out. And if you didn't kill the alligator in the first scenario, I'd actually, what's it called? Suggest putting the magnum on, but since I killed the alligator, he's not coming back. Though I would like a little detail that the body was still here, but that's a lot of polygons, so I'm not surprised they didn't. Would have been nice, though. Maybe just like have some blood splatter on the wall, considering his head exploded, but...
Ada!
Leon.
This bullet wound isn't making things any easier.
Quiet, Leon. I'll patch you up. That's 2 I owe you.
Don't mention it.
I just found out. John's dead.
What?
Never mind. Let's just get out of here. The sooner the better.
And like with the bullet wound, if you had the original R.P.D. uniform on, there would now be bandages over Leon's left shoulder. It was right. Either way. You may have actually seen that during the Claire A ending. Either way, first off, this is the exact same diary it was before. The Eagle medal is still over here. But the Wolf medal has actually been moved because you don't have Sherry to go and grab it for you. Instead, you remember where the 2 dead soldiers were that Billy murdered? It's there. Now, I have to wonder when that thing turned on. Either way, with that, we're basically done in the sewers. We just need to grab the wolf medal and get out of here. In the long run, not much really happens here aside from some minor plot details with Leon and major reveals with Claire, but Though that actually reminds me, you're going to notice throughout the game, we never get to see Ada in a CG cutscene. In a pre-rendered cutscene, rather. By the way, there's a small key here, it's useless. There's a reason for that. They had a model in progress for her for the pre-rendered cutscenes, but they never finished it. Or they didn't finish it in time, at least. And because of that, she never shows up in one of the pre-rendered cutscenes. Kind of a missed opportunity, because I would have liked to see not only what she would have looked like in full CG, but also to see how they would have incorporated her into some of them. But, the game's story is still decent on the whole, so I'm not going to complain. And let's just place the Wolf and Eagle medals and get out of this place. In fact, I think we got out of here a lot sooner than Claire did, so... But then again, she had more cutscenes, so... I'm still curious, are there items in the other rooms since we lowered the water? I don't know. Still wonder what that rumble is. Is that supposed to be like the water turning back on? I don't know. I've never actually gone backwards from this point. I'll probably never know because I always go straight forward. Either way, now we're back at the sky rail. However, we need to call it back to us because it's all the way over there. Billy Birkin strikes again. This time he'll just shove his hand through the thing. I think this is actually after Claire already fought him on the elevator, so at this point it's pretty simple. However, here's the thing. You never need to shoot him. Ada will actually do all the damage for you if you just wait around long enough. So this is just a war of attrition. Just let him go. Oh, I missed. Oh, I missed. Oh, well. And then he goes down pretty quickly after about 3 or 4 volleys. Well, that was relatively pointless. However, one thing I can show off that I wasn't able to do in the Claire A scenario is that you remember that little flare gun to our left? Now that we have a lighter with us, I can show off what it does. And that's how you're supposed to know the weapon box key is there. However, like I said back in Claire A, if you know it's there to begin with, you can just grab it. Either way, I'm equipping the shotgun for what's coming up because it's one of the best times to use shotgun shells in the game. Now, you might remember back in Claire A, I mentioned if you went left at this upcoming fork, you would have found a dead body on the floor that had a spark gun on it. The body is still there, however, what it contains is different in the B scenario, for Leon at least. What do we get? Shotgun parts. Like how I mentioned that there was upgrade parts for the handgun, the shotgun and magnum also have their parts to upgrade. And I recommend using them I recommend waiting on using the shotgun parts until you have no ammo in the shotgun because it counts as a reload. And it fully reloads for free, actually, which is kind of odd, but it's awesome at the same time. And I missed. But with that, I can actually change the Remington M11P. That uses 12-inch shots. The other dialogue. I can change that into the Remington M1100. This thing is awesome. First off, it has a bit of a wider reach, but it's also more powerful in it. It's almost always a guaranteed one-hit kill, and against most things, I think like super electros will still survive. And its knockback is enough to send you back one whole screen render. So I could go back into the hallway and have the different view. And it's rare to do. You can only do it in certain angles, but if you actually aim it towards the screen, you can actually shoot the screen. Like, bullet holes will show up on the screen. I actually like that little detail, but I'm never going to show it off because I can never quite do it right.
We finally arrived. There must be something hidden here.
And now we're back at the elevator segment. However, one little annoying consistency that they kept is that since Claire is already down there, the elevator is down there too. So, we need to find a way to get back up here. Which we'll find pretty promptly. It's actually a very easy thing to do. It's really the only thing you can do, isn't it? Ah, me being really stupid about the inventory. Get used to that, by the way. Because I'll probably be doing that through all of 3. Though I'm going to need to really practice before I do 3 eventually, because I've only played 3 once. Either way, as you saw, there was a keyhole for that. That's how we're going to have to call back the elevator, but we need to find that key first. However, thankfully, this path is very linear. And also, like in the Claire campaign, there's handgun bullets over here. You gotta love how every handgun, shotgun, and magnum bullet we find are the exact same brand. Well, mind you, for magnum or shotgun, that kind of makes sense because... And especially in like a police station, they'll probably buy mass quantities from a certain, seller or brand. But for like the gun store and all across the city, that doesn't make much sense to me. Oh, hey, a security camera. Cool. Either way, the key is right there. Huh, what's that light on for? That one red light that's on. Why is that on? Let's check it out. Also, is there anything in there? No? Okay. Okay. Oh, damn it. He is there no matter what, I believe. It's just that this gives you the forewarning. And obviously, if you walk right into him, he'll probably punch you, so it's good to get this forewarning that he's coming at you so you can just kind of, you know, blast him. He is pretty slow around coming this corner, and this is probably one of the tighter areas you fight him in. So if you get hit once or twice here, don't worry, just don't die. Because especially if you're me, you haven't saved yet. In fact, I'm never going to save in this playthrough. So, that could have been bad. And I think this is around the time he starts carrying Magnum. No, it's just shotgun. Shotgun's still good. I have to wonder where he's carrying this ammunition, though. And with that, we can finally leave this place. Also, now that I think about it, how did he get here? Because unless he can, like, jump over things and such and just came through, like, one of the other paths, he would have had to walk right past Ada in order to get to me. Unless he saw her and was like, oh, you're doing something. Okay, I'll just go over here. And that was it. Because, sometimes this game makes me wonder. Gameplay story segregation's a thing, but it can get annoying. Either I recommend bringing maybe one more or two. Actually, I forget how many healing items to bring for what's coming up, but I'd recommend bringing one or two more than whatever I do usually. I'm just very confident.
Come on, let's go.
And with that, the elevator has returned, even though they don't really show it. You know, I have to admit, this gameplay section is kind of pointless in the long run, because it's only there for a Mr. X encounter. Huh. However, thankfully, like in the Claire scenario, Claire already put the key in, so we can just activate the thing right off.
Ada, can you hear me? Come on, snap out of it.
Well, that sucks, but come over here and there's some Magnum ammo. But, yeah, if you remember the Claire scenario, you probably know what's coming up. Security panel. In case of an emergency, the red light will turn on and access from the outside will be prohibited for a limited time. Great. Well, let it begin. Ah, nothing's here yet. We now get to fight G3, and this is honestly his most ruthless incarnation. Because he hurts. His main attack that really sucks is that. When he raises his arms up like that, that means he's got to try and get close to you and do a 4-hit combo, which does a good amount of damage. I want to say like 70% of your health, roughly. So stay away from him when he does that, and hopefully get enough damage in on him. He also likes to jump a bit more in this form than he did back in the Claire A fight. So keep your Magnum out, and don't waste all your ammo with it. I recommend switching to the shotgun around this point. And hopefully you'll be able to kill him before he can do any decent damage to you. Bring at least 1 or 2 healing items, more than I did at least. And you should make it through fairly harmlessly. When he does that, you're done. And that's G3. The next canonical fight with him is when Claire fights him towards the end of the A campaign. Which is also the last time we should fight him, hopefully. Warning, the motor has been stopped due to problems with overheating.
Welcome back. Hey, take it easy. We're inside Umbrella's secret lab. I'll go find something to treat that wound, so just rest here in the meantime.
But I'll only slow you down with these injuries. Go. Save yourself.
Is it just me, or does everybody always ignore what I say? I told you, it's my job to look after you.
But you'll be in danger if you stay with me. I know I've only known you for a short period of time, but I really enjoy being with you. I know I'm not capable of caring about anyone, but I don't want to lose you.
We're leaving this place together. Wait here for me. I'll be right back.
You know, Leon, probably not the best time to joke around when someone's bleeding like that. But yeah, unlike the Claire scenario, we only get about halfway down the elevator before it overheats. Which means now Leon goes on a different branching path. Obviously, Claire would do this if it was the Claire B scenario, which, as I mentioned, never play the Claire B scenario. Claire B scenario is not that good. Well, shit. If we had just stayed there for another 15 seconds. But yeah, it actually will not leave until you get down here. But with that and us reaching the lab, I'm going to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 5, we're exploring this lab almost in full. See you guys then.